What a beautiful evening. I've come to a deserted beach to do a camp. Call it a wild camp, a stealth camp. It's a camp on a deserted beach. Beautiful sand. I've got the docks opposite, which I've just been looking at. Cargo ships being loaded. There's going to be ships going past. I've got my binoculars. It's better than watching TV, just getting out. A bit of headspace time, looking at the wildlife. So I'm just scouting out a bit, seeing if any people come down here. As you can see, I'm going to be totally cut off by the tide, so that the tide will come in right to the edge here, and somebody's already prepared a bench here. So it must be a fairly popular spot. And then behind that, there's a little bit of flat area, which is, well, yeah, marshland really, isn't it, next to the sea, which probably gets flooded from time to time. So I might have a look at that as well. It would be lovely just to camp here on the beach, but I'm wondering whether it's the best spot. I might look a bit further down the coast as well. And the tide will come in, I think it's about 1:30 in the morning. So about 6 hours later, it's going to be high tide. So I'm just going to walk along here, have a look at the rest of the beach, see if there's anything else. The tide comes in right to the edge here. And there's another more remote section of the beach here where it gets totally cut off. A bit more remote to where I am now. I suppose you could camp here. Could camp on here just to be safe. I can imagine when this tide comes up this high, it's okay now, but it wouldn't be quite as much fun at 1 in the morning in the pitch black. I've experienced that before. It's a little bit unnerving. I have checked the tide times and with no spring tides, so I think it's okay, but I think I'm probably better over here. It's just that over here there's a little bit more exposed in terms of if visitors come. I found a better spot, a bit more hidden, just around the corner from here, in between the two. I mean, stealthy is the name of the game. I've got my snug pack ionosphere, I think it's called. Decisions. More space here. I think here I'm still protected by all those bushes. The name of the game is stealth as possible, so no one's seen me come in as far as I know. Stay down low, and then it's for your own safety really, because if no one knows you're there, they can't come back in the evening, can they? Not that anybody would, but that means I can sleep in peace. You don't know who's going to come down here at night. Youth could come down on the beach here, so I want to be just tucked out of the way so that when it's dark they're not going to come over here. If they did, they'll get a scare out of their lives. It's so nice to bring a chair on these camps. Once you find your spot, it's nice to set up your chair, have a drink, just relax, enjoy the location you're in. That's what it's all about really. I think wild camping, stealth camping, it's just getting out, solitary time in nature. And it's nice to set up your chair, just sit down, relax, take it all in, and then at the same time you just listen out for things. You know, is there anything you've missed? Is there any sort of hazard that's hidden or something, like grass snakes, adders, which they do have in this area. So you just listen out for things, because once you're peaceful and once you're settled, then the nature tends to come out. This is quite popular, this little beach here, with dog walkers and various people. And yeah, it's quite surprising. It's a weekend night, it's Saturday night. Surprising nobody's down here. No mosquitoes hopefully here, but we'll wait and see. And you can see over there, I don't know if you can see in the distance there, you can see the docks there. You can see they're still loading that ship. So there's still people working there on a Saturday night. And I've got the shelter up, ionosphere, with this camo cover. Not sure if it's the best cover for this type of location, but it's going to be dark soon. Let's just see what this looks like from over here. I think olive green is probably better for this ionosphere. Probably fits in with most of the English sort of vegetation, probably better. You'd struggle to see that from a distance, I think. Yeah, from here you've got no chance really of seeing that unless you're really looking for it. You can see my black chair more than anything else. These are the camping nights that it's all about, aren't they? Nice and still, no real wind, nice and dry, sunny. It's midsummer camping, isn't it? Or going past midsummer. August camping. And we're getting into the, I suppose, the last stages of summer already. And I haven't really done any camps at all. Last one was a good 2 or 3 months ago. I think at the beginning of summer, maybe end of May or something like that. So yeah, I haven't done any camps. Just really haven't had the, I don't know, the time or the inclination to go on one for whatever reason. Once you get out the habit of doing things, it's harder to get back started. It was just like today, trying to find items on my kit. I just couldn't find various bits and pieces. If you're doing camping every week, you know exactly where everything is. If you haven't been for a few months, you can't remember where you put stuff. I know you should have a space for everything, but it's not my strong point when it comes to my camping gear, definitely. So I couldn't find my gas stove or the gas stove container. I don't know where that is. I've got my Trangia, but guess what? I've forgotten the matches. Yep, I've forgotten the matches. Forgotten the lighter because I kept it all together with my camping stove. So I'm going to try and light it with some flint I found, or some rocks I found. I'm not that confident. What a space. I love this time of day, camping. I find it so exciting. Just knowing that it's going to be pitch black in a very short time. The whole environment changes. And just enjoying that. It's so simple, but just enjoying like the sunset behind me. And then settling down for the night in that little tent. It's just great. You should try it sometime. Quick wonder after setting up the rest of my stuff. You may wonder why I've got this on. Well, it goes a bit cooler, doesn't it, in the evening, so didn't bring a lot of clothes, but I did bring this little down jacket. Also, this keeps off the midges, whatever they were. Not mosquitoes, but tiny little flies, which if you sit still too long, they surround you. Look at this, I found a lighter on the beach, but I got no lighter in there. Even if it had no gas, if it just had the mechanism inside, then I would be fine to use that to light my Trangia. You can hear now the waves of the tide, which is obviously turned and is now on its way in. All different lights now are coming on over at the cargo docks, and the reflections in the water, it looks so different. You can just about see my bivvy tent. It does feel a bit weird not camping with Shiwang, wondering what he's doing and keeping an eye on him, but I don't know, I wasn't feeling, he would have been fine actually, but as it's a new spot, wasn't 100% sure what it would be like, so I decided to leave him at home tonight. Any of you who've got dogs, you know, camping with a dog is actually more fun, but sometimes it's nice to be on your own like this. But he'll be on future camps, no doubt. It's totally dark now. There's a boat going by. Okay, so I moved inside the tent because the mosquitoes are quite bad out there. It's getting bitten alive. So I moved under the safety of this mosquito net. It's lovely in here now. I'll see how I feel a bit later, whether I want to cook some food, whether I want to do my camping meal or not. I'm not starving, but it's not much fun sat there when the mosquitoes are buzzing around your head. I think now it's about 11 o'clock, let's just check. 20 past 11. You can probably hear that, when you're in the tent it really sounds like the tide is quite close. It's quite unnerving. It seems like the waves are crashing on the shore and you get a little bit nervous that you're going to get swept away. So here's the tide line now, you can see it with my torch. It comes to here, I showed you earlier, but at night time it just seems so different. And it comes right to here, which is the bushes, and then I'm just there. You can see my tent is there. So it's only these bushes here, so it's going to feel like there's not such a huge level difference, but it is a little bit scary because definitely the tide does come up on here at times. So I've checked the tide times and it's 6.1 meters, which is higher than it has been. So maybe a little bit nervous just in case the water does come this high. I think it's actually 1:30, so we've got about another hour to high tide. These are the waves of the big boats. Goodness. Don't we want any more of these, do we? Got half an hour to go now. We're already at the high water mark. And those waves crashed into the bank here. This is the surface and my tent's there. Here's my tent. The waves are just behind those bushes. But I couldn't sleep while this is going on. It sounds like you're actually in the sea. So I'm still going to give it half an hour. And you have to go through here, and there's a gully here where the sea comes through into this gully underneath here. It's already there, so it will go under here somewhere. My tent's there. I'll sleep better when I know it's going out. You get to where my feet are now. So I've come down to the bench. And this beach here is pretty much almost gone. That's how far it comes in now. It's quite a high tide, almost to the bench. So if you were camping on this beach, you'll be a little bit nervous. 1:30 now, this is a high tide mark I think. And there's only a little bit of beach left. This is high tide now, hopefully. So it's coming a lot further than I thought it would. I think I can go to bed now knowing that I'm safe until the morning. So that's it. I think I'm going to go to bed now. What a night, lovely night. Safe and sound. So I've probably got about 4 hours until sunrise. So I'll see you then. Good morning. Well, I survived the night on the deserted beach. Look at it this morning, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's so bright. Only my footsteps on the beach. Lovely sound of the birds. Lovely bright morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Best time to get up and get away on a stealth camp before anyone's around. And so it was a lovely quiet night. After the high tide watermark, you can see it's much higher than before, where the water came in to this level where the seaweed is. So I was fine up there on the bank, and it's taken what, 3 hours to go out that far. So I basically got 3 hours sleep straight through from when the tide turned, which is pretty good really. I don't always sleep straight through on these camps, so that was pretty good, 3 hours straight through. I know it's not a lot of sleep, but it's a real adventure to be out here, and you just feel invigorated when you get up in the morning after being out on one of these. So it's been a great camp, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along with me. All went pretty much according to plan, apart from no food last night. But anyway, it doesn't do you any harm to miss a meal every now and again, does it? So anyway, thanks for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And I look forward to bringing you along on the next one. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.